Okay, so I just made a video about the things I don't like in Atlanta. This video is going to be the things that I do like about Atlanta. I've been here for 6 years. I really don't plan on moving to another city. I think I'll probably just be here forever. If I do move, I'll probably just buy a second or third house in a different city or a different country. But this is pretty much home base for me. So, starting with number one, the reason that I moved to Atlanta. So I moved to Atlanta because I felt like they treated black people nice here. And by I feel like they treated black people nice here, I came here and they treated me nicely. Everybody, everywhere I went, everybody was nice and polite and it treated me nicely. I guess a few people were kind of rude, but if you come from other parts of the country, like mainly people coming from the north, like New York, I was in St. Louis for a while before I came down here, so I was used to people being very rude and not polite. And then I came down here, people were like extraordinarily polite. And I said I feel like they treat black people good here because there's other places I've been to where you just get ignored everywhere you go. Go to Hollywood, go to Beverly Hills, go to because I lived in LA before I came here. Go to like these other big cities in these like fancy areas. People like ignore your existence off the face of the planet unless you a black guy that looks like an NBA player or you wearing a Rolex or you pull up in like a $400,000 car. In Atlanta, I can actually walk into like restaurants and get service. There's been other cities I've been to where I walk in a restaurant and it takes them like 20, 30 minutes to seat me. Everybody just ignores my existence. They don't pay me no attention. Some white people can walk in like right after me. They gonna get seated in like 10 seconds. People just look straight over me just because I'm like a young black guy. But here in Atlanta, I walk into a restaurant. It could be a nice fine diner restaurant. I'm gonna get seated right away. I can walk into a Mercedes-Benz dealership. Salesman probably gonna walk up and greet me right away. I can go to like a open house for a mansion. They're gonna actually give me a tour of the spot. People they treat you nice out here. It's not like other places. So that was the main reason that I moved out of here because honestly I was like getting pissed off by like the by being treated like poorly in other places, but here they will treat you nicely, and that brings me to my second point is that Atlanta is a city where I saw black people living good. I've been to 48 out of 50 states. I've seen like almost every state except for Maine and Alaska. I've seen the other 48 states. I've been to different countries and stuff. So I've seen black people and how they live in different places. Atlanta was the first place where I've been to where you go into a neighborhood and everybody in the neighborhood got a big house. Everybody in the neighborhood got nice cars. And everybody in the neighborhood is black. In other cities, you go to a nice neighborhood where it's all big houses, nice cars. It might be a few black people in there, but Atlanta's like the first place I've been to where I've been in neighborhoods where everybody got a mansion. Everybody got a mansion, everybody got nice cars, and everybody's black. Go down to Eagles Landing down in McDonough and you'll know what I'm talking about. So Atlanta, I was like, man, I see these brothers out here, brothers and sisters driving Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Lambos, Ferraris. I see the black people out here flying private, owning their own private jets, owning their own land, owning their own businesses. I was like, these black people are here living. It's like Wakanda. It's like Wakanda down here. All these black people living, living good. And there's been times where I've been at the gym, and I've met I've met millionaires left and right going to the gyms out here in Atlanta. I met one guy who he had sold a company. He's a black guy in his like 40s. Sold a company for $500 million. I think his net worth, he was like, yeah, man, just look me up. Looked him up. His net worth was like $50 million. And this is just like a regular, I thought he was just a regular guy at the gym. I mean, I guess he is just a regular guy that also sold a health company for $500 million. So this is the kind of stuff you run into in Atlanta. So that brings me to my third point. Who you run into here? The entertainment industry is here. I know The Rock has a house here. Tyler Perry has his whole studio here. Tons of celebrities here. I think since I've been here, I've done shoots at Rick Ross's house, Akon's house, Young Thug's house. Recently did a shoot at Usher's house. It's all kinds of celebrities all over this place. I moved here specifically for the rap industry, even though now I'm getting up out the rap industry. Yeah, the industry's here. I'll be watching movies like The Avengers or Black Panther, or honestly, I've seen like 20 movies here where I'm watching the movie at the theater and I'm like, hey, I recognize this street they're shooting on. I recognize this warehouse. I shot a rap video in that warehouse, and now they're using the warehouse for like a blockbuster movie. So it's cool to like see all these places around town in the movies, and you can say that you've been there before. Next, number 4, the Atlanta airport. Yo, traveling from Atlanta is so easy and convenient. It has the world's busiest airport here in Atlanta. You got cheap flights to New York, cheap flights to Miami. When I say cheap, you can fly round trip to Miami for like $50 or like $60. Fly round trip to New York for like $100. Fly round trip to Los Angeles for like 200. When the prices are low, you can fly to a lot of places in Latin America for like $200, and fly to South America for like 250 or like 300 round trip. So it's convenient to have that big airport here because you can travel to a lot of places for cheap. The Caribbean, you can fly to Jamaica for like $300. So that's probably one of my favorite things, is like, yeah, it's easy to access other places from here. Okay, number 5, Atlanta got the best brunches I've been to in the United States. Now, I said in the previous video, I don't like the food in Atlanta. I feel like it's overall mediocre. They don't have anything that stands out except for the brunch food. The chicken and waffles here is delicious. It's fantastic. They got brunch spots all over town. If you want to, just sit down as a place, have brunch for like an hour, then this is the place to go. They even got a brunch. Even Chick-fil-A has a brunch themed restaurant. Actually, they got a chain of brunch themed restaurants throughout throughout Atlanta. They got these Chick-fil-A diners, which I'm gonna show a picture right here. That's cool. Next, I'd say the dream culture here. Most people that move here got dreams of a better life. Most of them have their own business, their own freelance business, or they got a company they want to start, or they want to do real estate investment. Everybody here has a dream that they want to do. Maybe they want to be a rapper, an artist, a painter, a musician. People come here with a dream, so it's definitely a dream culture here. So it's always nice if you out chasing the dream and you got a circle of friends that are also chasing their dreams. So when you come here, it'll be easy for you to find, that like entourage of friends where you guys are all chasing your dreams and chasing your goals together. I think that's a beautiful thing. Okay, next, the weather. It's nice and warm down here. It snows like once every 4 years or once every 3 years down here in Atlanta. I'm gonna just skip over this one. That's it. It's warm down here. Southern hospitality is definitely a thing. If you are downtown, there's gonna be way less Southern hospitality in the city. You have to kind of get out of town like 15, 20 minutes away from the city, and then you will definitely feel the Southern hospitality. Mainly the local people are very Southern hospitable around here. If you're in the grocery store, random people in the grocery store will just walk up and they'll start talking to you. You can be walking down the sidewalk, random people will start talking to you. You can be sitting at the park, people will just like have a conversation with you. I think in different places, like you from New York, people talk to you. You're like, stop, why are you talking to me? What do you want? But down here, people are just nice. They'll just talk to you and they'll just be like, okay, have an excellent day. Especially the old Southern people. They'll talk to you and be like, oh, yeah. They'll have like a whole conversation. And then they'll be like, oh, what? And then they'll be like, oh, you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend. And they'll just be nice for no reason. And then talking about parks, that's my 9th point that I like about Atlanta. Atlanta is one of the top cities in the U.S. for most parks per capita. So there are parks literally everywhere. If you got kids, you need to take them out somewhere. There's parks that are across the street from other parks. It'll be like 3 parks right next to each other. They cram the city full of parks, especially the gentrified area. I think when they gentrify stuff, they just throw in a bunch of parks in the hood and make it look like it's better than it is. But even they got parks in the hood, they got parks on the nice side of town, and most of these parks are brand new. So very nice looking parks. And then the last point of things that I like about Atlanta is there are still cheap houses in some areas. Downtown, it's a wrap. It's too late. If you want to get a cheap house downtown or close to the city, you missed your chance. You're too late. But if you want to go like 10 minutes or 20 minutes away from town, you can still get some very cheap house. You can probably get a 6-bedroom house for like $300,000 if you want to go a little bit away from the city. So yeah, this is my video about the things I like about living in Atlanta. I don't plan on leaving Atlanta, to be honest. If I go someplace else, maybe I'll just rent a house out for like a month. Might go to like Hawaii, rent a house out for like a month or 2 months, or go down to Mexico, rent a house out for like a month or two. But yeah, I don't plan on moving. This is the spot. It's nice out here. We like it. That's why black people keep moving on down here. So, I hope the video helped. Until next time, deuces.